You've had a bad run. Let's talk about it. But we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to share with you a private podcast episode. If you don't know, if you're new around here, hello, my name is Gillian. I'm a running mindset coach. I'm the host of Your Running Coach with GMacSpurr podcast and the owner of GMacSpurr Coaching. My signature program is called TRIP. It's the Runner Identity Project. I work one-on-one with runners. We focus on the running, we focus on the sports nutrition, we focus on the goal setting, the strategies, but I dial up the mindset work. So we really dive into paradigms, to habits, to things that keep coming up and holding my clients back. So this is a private podcast that they have access to, the Mental Runway. So it's a little bit different to normal. It's a lot more informal because I am chatting to my clients. I reference Voxer, which obviously you won't have access to unless you're a client. If you would like to explore what one-on-one coaching could look like for you, whether as part of TRIP or as my general one-on-one running, sports nutrition and athlete mindset coaching program, then check out the show notes where there'll be information there on how to reach out to me, how to book yourself a consultation, or to explore what these programs look like. Okay, enjoy the episode. Bye for now. Your brain is telling you that you had a bad run, that it was shit, that it was awful, that, suck. Let's talk about it. But before we dive into the mindset stuff, are you hurt? Did you injure yourself? If so, that is an additional discussion, different conversation that we need to have. So send me a Voxer. But even if you did get injured, you can keep listening. And if you didn't get injured, then definitely keep listening. Okay, was this actually a bad run? What is your brain focusing on that happened during your run that is making it bad? I mean, seriously, what happened on the run? Was it one big thing? Was it one teeny tiny thing? Was it one thing after another after another? Like, taking the time to tease apart helps us see where there's space in our thinking. Because it's so easy for our brain to put a label on a run as bad, when in actual fact, maybe it was just one small thing and the race was actually decent. But in our brain, we've got a tick box against that run as shit. And that's what we'll focus on. That's what's going to come with us as we get ready for our next run. So we need to tease it apart and explore what was actually bad, and was what your brain is saying about that, is it true what it's saying? Like, is it genuinely something that's bad, or is it an opportunity for growth or for learning? Like, be curious here. Like, even view it from a neutral perspective, in that if this was your friend telling you about a bad run that they had, would you see it as a bad run? Like, taking all the emotion, the energy, the charge out of it being your personal run. If this was somebody else's run, they were running a 5K, steady pace, their pace was spot on, heart rate was fantastic, but they forgot their water. So they were like, oh, it's a fucking shit run. Or they picked a route that was really hilly and challenged them in ways that they weren't anticipating for that run. Would that be something you would class as a bad run? What if they hit light after light after light and it was start, stop, start, stop, start, stop? Is that a bad run? Like, be really curious from a judgment-free space. What is your brain saying about your run that is labeling it as bad? So some situations that could be, maybe you didn't achieve your pace. Okay, that's an opportunity for growth. Like, what happened before your run that may have contributed to this? Like, we want to use data from every single run, data that we get from our watch, our GPS watch, but then also data from our body to improve every single time. So what happened before your run that contributed to you not hitting the paces that you were hoping for? Like, did you feel right? Were you well hydrated? Did you sleep well? Is your stress low? Where are you on your menstrual cycle? What's the weather like? What route did you pick? Like, what factors came into play that affected your pace? These factors are not worth labeling the run as bad. It's an opportunity to learn from this experience and what is within your control that you can improve upon for next time. Now, we can't do the weather and the route being challenging. Well, I encourage you to lean into challenging routes and not just pick really easy flat routes, because that's not simulating real life, like, race experiences. Like, if you've got no intention of running races, then totally fine, pick the flat route. But if you're planning on running on races, whether in the future, near or far, then it's really good to use routes that are challenging, not only physically but mentally. So, Asha, again, is not achieving your pace something to make your run bad about? Did you forget to bring your gels, your water? Was your headphones not charged? Was your favourite playlist not available on Spotify? Again, are these bad? Are these just opportunities to learn from? Is it that you just need to make sure you've charged things the night before, or that you lay out the gels and the water that you need, or have a little bit of a checklist that I can support you with having in Training Peaks so you know what you need to do before your run? See what I'm getting at here? Like, there's so many things that we can use the data of what your brain is saying is a bad run to help improve you for the next one. If we weren't doing any of this, it'd be so easy for you to sit there and say, yep, that was a shit run. And then the next time you come to lace up, you're bringing that baggage of that shit run with you. Whereas exploring, teasing, being curious with what actually went down on that bad run, it helps you, me, bump you forward. So on the next run, you've improved, or you've supported yourself that little bit more. So next time, you're not necessarily going to run up against these challenges, or have these issues, or these same spirals. Like, we're using the data. And, like, feel free to come to Voxer with what your situation is, what happened on your run, and we can explore and break up what actually happened. And especially if it was like a stacking situation, then they're a little bit more complex, but we can tease each of the situations out and get you focusing on what was there, what can be used, what can we learn from, is a growth opportunity. Can you see where I'm going here? Like, we want to tear apart this idea that it was a bad run, because our brain is so good at labeling things. And if we just let it label this, it's not going to help us. So we're going to tease it apart. And once we've teased it apart, we've learned what we can from that run, and we've got our data for future runs to improve upon or to be aware of, I want you to do the 3 wins exercise. I want you to focus on what good you experienced in that run. What are moments that you're proud of? What are moments that you are celebrating, that you are happy that you achieved, that you overcame? Now, we're not going to focus on any data, so this has got nothing to do with numbers, nothing that comes from your watch, nothing that could be exported into Training Peaks. I want thoughts, feelings, actions. So start off with 3. What are 3 wins from that bad run? the more that we can bank evidence, the easier it'll be for future bad runs, that we can easily stop the spiral in the moment and come back to, okay, I've experienced this before. Okay, so right, that situation, we're going to bank that for after the run and explore it afterwards. But remember that time that bad run happened and I had all those wins? I'm not going to let one situation that my brain is labeling as bad take over this whole run. So this is what happened to me last time. Okay, what's happened to me so far on this run that I can celebrate, that I'm proud of, that I've overcome, that I'm just so freaking proud of? So doing that exercise after each run, whether it was good, bad, or ugly, just helps keep that evidence front of mind. If you find it hard to do 3, I want you to write 5. If you struggle with 5, go for 10. And you know where I'm going here. Keep going, keep going. I want you to tease out all of the goodness from that run. So like I said, nothing to do with numbers, nothing to do with data. So no, I hit a perfect negative split, or I ran my fastest kilometre or mile, or I got a personal best, personal record. Nothing to do with numbers. I didn't look at my watch the whole time. I ran completely by feel. Brilliant. I listened to my breathing and my feet hitting the ground, and that was the soundtrack to my run. Brilliant. I picked a route that I typically avoid because it scares the shit out of me because it's got a lot of inclines. Fantastic. Celebrating you. Like, see where I'm going here? It's all about the things that you have felt, actions that you've taken, thoughts that you've had that have been on that positive spectrum. We're really focusing on what happened in that run that can bump that run from being bad into, oh my gosh, there's so much goodness. Hopefully that's helped. Jump on over to Voxer. Let me know what your situation was on your run that your brain was labeling as bad, and let me know your wins. And just be prepared. I'm gonna ask you for some more wins. So if you come to me saying I've got 15 wins, I'm gonna ask you for 5 more. So just FYI. Hopefully that's helped. Let me know how you're getting on. I'll chat to you later. Bye.